And I lost everything in one night because I was doing everything the wrong way.
First of all, do things the right way. Buy cars right, recondition right, don't cut corners, take care of the customers. They're not making the right amount of profit across all their cars. So then when something like this happens, it hurts. They can't afford to fix it. Mistake number one is you didn't make enough profit. Mistake number two is you shipped it across the world.
Used car dealerships are always cheaper than the big guys. But why don't they have as many customers? There's no trust. Nobody's doing things the right way. They're getting a lot of bad information.
Once you get a bad reputation, you're done.
Fixing it later is the worst thing you can do. You've already made your money. Now you're fixing problem after problem after problem. But I'm doing everything the right way. Nothing comes back to me. Nothing's going to be taken away from me. If the DMV walked into my office today and did an audit, I wouldn't fail. Yo! It's the Cowboy and Project Baby podcast with your boy Rob the Car Guy. 2 wheels in the front, 2 wheels in the back, and my main man, Wholesale Greg. Yeah! What's up, brother? How was your weekend?
All right, dude. We made it back. Another week. We survived. But, you know, there's always a few bumps in the road.
Oh, my God. It's a never-ending cycle of headache. You know, I always say, man, so many good things have been happening lately. But, man, there's so many bad things. Yeah. Trying to make things right for everybody. Trying to teach the people. Trying to host a seminar. Dealing with the auctions.
Yeah, there's so many, you know, you guys see the movie production, right? But behind the scenes, well, and we show you a lot of like the real stuff, but man, there's so much stuff that goes in the day to day. You got your actual business. Like that's a whole thing. You got, you know, content, you got seminar we're putting on, webinars we're putting on. Like it's a lot of moving pieces and yeah, it's not always easy. And, you know, we don't always agree on everything, but, I think we always work it out and we get it done. I mean, that's what you do. That's what you do in life. That's what you do in business. And yeah, you just work it out, keep it rolling. So, you know,
the thing I think we got going on the best is we have a core foundation, right? We both believe in doing the right thing.
Yep.
And studying winners. All this is a marathon. The business is a marathon.
Yeah.
And I've always tell you guys, you're one relationship away from being successful. And study winners. Why do you want to study losers? Losers make winning look easy, but it's not a long-term thing. I used to be a big drug dealer, real big drug dealer. I was the man. And I had hundreds of thousands of dollars just in any given storage unit at any given time. I used to rent boats and take my kids out every weekend. We lived the life of a movie star. And I lost everything in one night. Because I was doing everything the wrong way. And I tell people all the time, study winners. And there's a lot of guys out there that are going to give you bad data and bad information. You know, throw your hands in the air, fuck the customer. There's an as is. It protects dealers. It doesn't protect you at all. That's one of the biggest myths in the auto industry. And I got a situation I'd like your input on. So I sold a family a car that lives in California. They bought it off my TikTok. They've never touched it. They never drove it. Of course, I sent them the as is. They signed the paperwork and everything of that. AC goes out. AC goes out. I make $1,000 on the car, right? I do a favor. I make $1,000. It's a 2018 Corolla. What are the chances the AC goes out? What would you do?
This is a tough one. You know, it's like, first of all, this is why I preach all the time. Okay. First of all, do things the right way. Okay. Buy cars right, recondition right, don't cut corners, take care of the customers. Now, with that being said, I also, and I was taught this earlier in my career too, with my guys, was you got to make real profit. So far in this little scenario, the thing that jumps out at me, and this is the problem that you guys will run into. This is the problem these as is and all this stuff runs into. This is the problem when you don't buy a car right and you recondition it right. Guess what? These problems hurt.
It hurts a lot.
So let's flip this real quick.
All right.
If you'd have made $3,000 on the car, how would you feel if she said, hey, the AC broke?
I'd feel a lot better because I could afford to fix it.
There you go.
So let me give you a little backstory, a little nuance to it, right? Guy reaches out to me. His daughter's going into college. She just moved to California. He's broke, right? They don't have a lot of money. They need a Toyota. There's something reliable. It's going to get her through college. And we all know Toyotas are expensive. There's no gross profit in Toyota at all. I buy a green light Toyota repo, perfect condition, great service, 45 service records.
Yeah.
On a 2018. I drive it 150 miles. Steven drives it another 50 miles. We do our due diligence. We take it to the mechanic. We get an oil change, we get it serviced, everything inspected. We put it on the truck. The same day it gets there, there's an AC, right? And it kills me because I made $1,000. So he calls me. Dollar has no resources in California, nobody at all. So I call the mechanics. You know how much labor rate is in California?
No.
In independent, $240 independent.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So I go to the shop on $400 an hour. So I'm like, oh my God, you know, I don't know what to do at this point. I'm gonna fix the AC. Like that's just my reputation's on the line, and I gotta understand. I'm building a brand, right? Rob the Car Guy, Orlando Trucks, Bicon University, Wholesale Greg. We're a brand, and what we say matters. I guaranteed it wasn't gonna have no issues.
Yeah.
So that was my responsibility to fix the issue. Problem is, I didn't make any money on the car.
There's the key. And here's the thing. This is why I said, like, one of my very first videos was why I don't buy Hondas and Toyotas. Because there's really no money in them. There's really no spread.
Never.
Okay. And we're back to the point of, yes, the right thing to do is you got to fix it. And I can help you. I got some resources in California.
Oh, nice. Los Angeles? Oh.
Yeah. I was actually just out there, last month. I got some family out there, so I got some connections. That's the other thing, guys. When you collaborate, right? You get in our circle, you get in our community, like the university, like we've got people all over the country now. So now we have resources and connections, and if there's a problem, we can help each other. But back to this scenario, and this is the problem, and this is why dealers have a bad name and a bad reputation.
Yeah.
They don't make the right amount of profit. Okay. They're not making the right amount of profit across all their cars. So then when something like this happens, it hurts. They can't afford to fix it. Okay. I make around $2,000 profit wholesale on cheap, used, buy here, pay here cars. Okay. I can afford to fix problems. And that's why my dealer pays me so much for these cars. He's just not buying the car. He's buying the service. He's buying the reputation. He's got confidence that, number one, I'm doing it right. Okay. Like I'm right 98, 99% of the time, but that 1 or 2%, he couldn't have prevented this from happening. But what he could have prevented from happening was he could have made more money on the car. Okay. If you buy it right, you recondition it right, you profit it right. And this is the hammer formula. And this is what we've been working on with Rob. And this is what I work on with all my students is the projected profit. You got to know the projected profit before we even buy the car. Okay. So you have that room in there. Like my dealer will call me up. I'm selling. You guys see all the cars that I sell. Every one of you hates on them, right? Time bomb. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. If they were all bad, do you think the guy would keep buying cars from me after 20 years? You just got to know what you're doing. You got to know which ones to buy, which ones have the problems, which ones don't. That's a whole nother story. But here's the thing. I've sold them cars. I go 70-point inspection, 115-point inspection. I drive them. My mechanic drives them. Then we do a final QC before they go on that truck and get shipped out of town. Because that's the other thing. The other issue is you ship that thing all the way across the country.
Yeah.
That's mistake number 2. Mistake number 1 is you didn't make enough profit. Mistake number 2 is you shipped it across the world. If that car's local, done. No problem. You know what I mean? Easy. Okay. That's the other issue. But here's the thing. I'm shipping cars halfway across the country. So I'm checking them, rechecking them, checking them, rechecking them. They get them. They test drive them. They check them again, put them out for sale. 2-3 days later, hey, Greg, this car you sold us, motor blew up. Like you can see the miles. You checked it. I checked it. Yep. Nope. It's nobody's fault. Can you help us out? Not a problem. Call LKQ, buy a motor, charge it to my account. You guys, I'll cover the motor. You cover the labor. How's that? Done. You're the best. Appreciate you, guy. And like, it's that easy. And motors nowadays, they're not $500 or $800 anymore.
Oh, no.
You know what I mean? Like motors are a couple grand, 2,500 sometimes. But guess what? If I'm making $2,000 on a car, I ship 10 cars. You've seen the load. There's 20,000 profit. That load that left the other day makes me 20,000. One hiccup, motor, $2,000, done. Don't even care. I'm still 18 grand to the good.
And your relationship's still valuable.
And I've got a relationship with these guys that they're not going anywhere else. There's been other wholesalers that have tried to sell them cars. And they're like, get the fuck out of here. Because my reputation and how I handle things, and they can trust me, and I'm not a headache, and I'm not a pain in the ass. I didn't say, hey, let me call around and check on motors and I'll get back to you. Okay. Like, this is what other wholesalers have done and why they've got kicked out of there. Like a radio. Radio's bad on the car. They bring them a car. Oh, yeah, I got one, or I'll get one from the salvage yard. I'll bring it and drop it off. 2 days later, don't see or hear from them. Call them up. Hey, I thought you were bringing me a radio. Oh, yeah, man, I forgot. I'll drop it off tomorrow. Another 2 days go by. Dude, where's the radio? Like, dude, they sell 100 cars a month. They don't have time for that shit. Like with me, it's like, do you want me to send the tow truck? I'll call a tow truck right now. Do you want me to have the parts over there now? I'll call Uber, have Uber go pick up the parts and deliver it to them right that second. That fast. That's the way you do business the right way. That's the way you build a reputation. That's the way you build trust. That's the way relationships are built.
I love it. You know, I studying winners, right? So I always try to please everybody. That's why I got messed up with this Corolla. They wanted a certain year. You know, they should have bought in 2016. I would have made a little bit more money, and whatever. That's neither here nor there. But I'm at the stage in my career where I'm trying to compete with CarMax mom, right?
Mm-hmm.
I can beat CarMax in price, but I need CarMax's customer, right? Used car dealerships are always cheaper than the big guys. But why don't they have as many customers? There's no trust. Nobody's doing things the right way. They're getting a lot of bad information. And when we were on the webinar, I don't really believe in the wholesale thing, right? Because I can buy cars where you can buy cars. Why would I buy from a wholesaler? And it's not until now that my business is exploding, I understand the need for proper wholesalers. So me and Steve are selling more cars than we've ever sold. We're making more money than we've ever sold, right? And I buy things that need recon. I got 7 cars in recon right now. All my mechanics are backed up. Everybody's backed up. So I'm waiting. I just picked up a car from recon. I'd had in there for 3 months. 3 months. What happens? Depreciation and everything like that. So I'm at the auction yesterday and I need to buy frontline ready. So I'm not in the repo lane. I'm not in the new car trading lane. I'm in the wholesale lane. Wholesale should be retail ready. That's the program. So I need trucks. I need trucks more than anything in the world. I go to the repo, the wholesale lane, and I see a truck, and I absolutely love the truck. Checks out on Carfax, checks out on the Hammer formula. But there's a big arbitration sticker on the window. And I'm like, yo, what are you doing here? What are we doing here? Instantly, I don't even turn it on. So if you guys don't know what arbitration is, if the vehicle's messed up, $800 over in repair costs, you give it back, they give you all your money back. So they gave this wholesaler his car back. And instead of taking the sticker at the very minimum, he left it there. Then he's running a green light. I already know there's an issue. He could have at least hid that from me.
Yeah.
And maybe I wouldn't have noticed. You know, so there's a big avenue for wholesalers because I don't see CarMax and Drive Time and Carvana doing as much recon as we do.
Couple things to unpack here. You guys have seen me shoot videos on how to remove stickers and numbers off the windows.
Mm-hmm. You came and taught me a lot.
Yeah.
I was leaving stickers on.
The way that originally evolved to the way that I got it perfected, that you cannot see anything on the windows, was for this specific reason. I used to wholesale all my cars through the auction. There is nothing worse. And there's 2 parts to this. If it's a no sale and they rerun it, the auction's going to do this: rip the sticker off, slap a new one on. They're going to do this with the scraper, and they're going to get all this shit all over the car, and they're going to write new numbers on it. Well, guess what? I don't know. Was there a problem with it? Did you want too much money? Whatever the case is, I'm the same way. I see that stuff and I just walk away. So I want the car to look fresh and brand new, like it just got there, never been ran. These are like these little nuances we will show you at the seminar. This is why in person, coming to the seminar, like when we go to the auction, you'll see this. Like we'll just be walking by something. I'll be like, stop, everybody come here. And there'll be something that we see, this little nuance or something. We'll show you. We'll be like, hey, look at this. See this? See where that other sticker was there? Even if it didn't have the ARB thing on it, you could see that. Okay. Then when we pull auto check, right? Then you can see on the auto check, reported at auto auction. Sometimes it may have been reported at auto auction like 5 times. Now I'm like, okay, this car's been passed around, got a problem, something. Like these are all just these little nuances, these little indicators that can deter you, prevent you from buying a problem, buying a headache, right? Which the number one rule is don't lose money. Just like we covered last week on the podcast. If you lose 2,000, and I'll go slow again for you, Mr. GED. If you lose 2,000 on a car, it's really like losing 4,000 because I lose 2,000. I got to make another 2,000 to get even. Then I got to do another 2,000 to get 2,000 ahead. If I wouldn't have lost money and I still did those 3 transactions, that would be 6,000 profit. 6 minus 2 is 4. That's why rule number 1 is do not lose money. Well, how do you not lose money? You don't lose money by making these mistakes. How do I know? 300,000 plus cars I've inspected, 14,000 cars that I've bought and reconditioned. I've touched and looked at, well, that's just 300,000 that I've inspected.
Yeah.
But I've probably walked up and put my hands on 500,000 or more, probably 1 million, because you scratch off 20 cars for every one that you really inspect. Doing that, guess what? You see it all. You see everything. And that builds, you buy something and you go back and you're like, was there something there that I missed? And then you see that, and then you start piecing that together, and then you see it again, and then you're like, oh, now I see the trend. Every time I see this, usually equals this, okay? So the second piece of this is, like you said, wholesalers. 25, 30 years ago, there were so many nice cars in the market. Wholesalers were looked at as scum because people didn't need wholesalers. You as a retailer could literally 25 years ago, 30 years ago, go to the auction because my dealer that I was buying for, I was out of a Chrysler Dodge Jeep store. They would not keep a car over 50,000 miles.
I remember the good day.
The most perfect car in the world, have 55,000 miles, wholesale it. So this was the type of inventory that a retailer like you could go to the auction and buy. And there was tons of it. Not the case anymore. New car stores are only sending shit to the auction that has problems or needs more reconditioning than they want to jack with.
Or it's a little over 150, but even that's a shaky
Dude,
subject.
I've seen a Toyota store retailing a car with 200 and some thousand.
I see them. There's slight cases.
And now these new car stores got these pre-auction lots where they'll take the trade-ins. Remember him, stop, start, steer, or whatever they call it. New car stores now will try to retail them before they even go to the auction. So what's at the auction? Stuff that's got problems, stuff that needs recon.
A lot of bullshit.
Okay. Hence, here's where we are. Opportunity time. Now we're back to what I do in wholesale. Okay. Why there's such a demand and why I say there's such an opportunity. And this is the greatest place to start because Rob has this image in his head of the old days of wholesale. I remember guys, they used to try to make $100 a car. You know what I mean? Like wholesale. Cause it was just, that's the way it was. Now it's like a wholesaler actually provides a service. If you do it right, if you got a good reputation, we have, guys that we know that we work with that have huge lanes at the auction. And here's the key. Once you get a bad reputation, you're done.
Yeah.
Because I go to your lane and I buy cars once, I get a bad one. Okay. Twice, I'm probably done. 3 times, I'm definitely done.
Never again.
Never again. And here's the thing. You operate the same way at the auction because I used to sell all my cars at the auction when I first started. And I got a guy like Rob. Let's say Rob every week. He's buying cars. He's buying cars. Rob comes to me and is like, dude, I bought this car and, it had a problem. And I'm like, hey, not a problem. You want me to take it back? You want me to help you out? You want me to fix it? I'm not bound or responsible by rules, right? Let's say it was out of the arbitration period, out of post-sale period or whatever, okay? But I'm going to take care of Rob. And I'm going to say, hey, whatever it takes to make it right. You know why? Because I want Rob to keep coming back because Rob buys a lot of cars from me. Rob's a good buyer. So am I going to let one deal piss Rob off and he doesn't go anywhere? It's no different than you retail guys. If you're selling junk and you're not reconditioning it and you're selling it as is and the customer has a problem and you're not taking care of them, do you think they're going to come back? Do you think they're going to tell people, hey, go see Rob. He sold me a car as is and then told me to fucking shove it up my ass when it broke down? Ain't going to happen.
Well, I got a good story about that. So there was a particular wholesaler that I absolutely loved, and I would buy 15 cars a month. And it's not a lot, right? But on the flip side of that, I bid on 100 cars a month.
Exactly.
Right? So how much more money have you made by me standing in your lane, throwing my hand in the air, right? And I bought a Lexus from him. Beautiful Lexus. I overpaid by a mile. F Sport, red leather. I went $3,000 over MMR because I wanted it. I had a customer lined up. So bing, bang, boom. I sell it to the customer. 120 days, he can't get the title. So I call the auction. Hey, what are we going to do? He needs the car back. He can't get the title at all. So I tell the customer, hey, listen, I need you to get the car back. Long story short, I had to buy another car, lose money, but you got to do what you got to do. I take the car back to the auction. Now it has miles on it. I get a $2,500 bill for the miles. So I say, hey, listen, you guys couldn't get the title. I didn't want to return it. Yeah, but according to the rules, so I called the wholesaler. Hey, what's up, brothers? Rob the car guy. He's like, yeah, man, I know what happened. I'm sorry. I said, yo, what can we do about this? He goes, the rules are the rules. All right, I'm going to pay you my $2,500. Never again will I bid in your lane. I saw him at the auction the other day. Yo, what's going on? $2,500 what's going on.
Yeah.
You didn't care about my business enough to save yours.
Yeah.
Like, I know I only buy 15 cars a month, and you got guys that buy 100. But I used to stand in your lane. And then people would follow me to your lane.
Yeah.
I created this competition in your lane. I even talked about you on TikTok, how good you were. It wasn't my fault. If it was my fault,
Yeah.
all day.
Yeah.
Give me the $2,500. We'll start over. Oh, I can't do that. That's fine. I will never buy a car again.
Yeah. There are two attitudes and two ways of really doing this business. Okay. There's the, I'm only out for me. I don't give a shit about anybody else. Fuck you. It's as is type deal. The rules are the rules type deal, whatever. Okay. There's way more people than like that than there is like us doing it the right way. This is why I also say it is so easy for you to stand out nowadays by doing the right thing.
It is. You know, I've been buying cars at the auction for 14 years. And there was a time when in a wholesale lane, everything was green light. All the tires were new. All the tires matched. All the oil was changed. Everything. You didn't even have to detail it. Peel the stickers, list it. When I was at the auction this week, I look at the car. It's 50% clean. Not a big deal. Motor clean. Oil dirty. I don't want this. What the fuck is this? Then you got these red light pieces of shit. What are you doing? There was a time where you had 2 sale days. You had the cheap day, which was Tuesday nights,
Right.
where all the wholesalers dropped the shit they weren't going to fix, which is understandable. And then you had your retail day. They're not doing that anymore. They've lost the art of caring. Like they're just throwing anything in the lane, throwing shit at the wall to see what sticks. And I don't get it. So it wasn't until yesterday I didn't see a need for wholesale because I need retail cars. There's a huge demand for inventory. Nobody can source inventory. I spent in the last 3 days, 24 hours searching for trucks. I've bought none. I can't find it. So if a good wholesaler came in, did things, what's your inspection? 180 point?
So we're 70 point inspection pre-purchase. And then when I run it in the shop, we're 115 point.
You know, if that was your truck, maxed out my bid. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck about a hammer price. I need trucks. You see there's no trucks.
Yeah.
I would have paid all the money. If he would have took it back to a shop, got it re-detailed, changed the oil, fixed that problem, even if it cost me $800, I would have bought the truck for all the money in the world. I wouldn't have cared. I'd pay retail.
So this perfect segue to what we were talking about earlier. Guys think that recon costs them money. Remember us talking about this?
Yeah.
Now you're seeing what I've been preaching. Okay. I'm like, recon makes money.
It does.
Because here's the thing, like my dealer, like he knows what he's literally seen me at the auction pay $2,500 for a car. This was, back 10, 12, 15 years ago, right? When cars were way cheaper. I literally bought a car for $2,500 in the lane. And he's like, yep, bring it to me, $4,200. He's seen what I paid for it. But here's the thing. I bought it red light. Okay. I'm still taking the risk. I'm taking the gamble. He knows that if it's a good car and I get it right, it's coming to him. He's a buyer at $4,200. He don't give a shit if I paid $500 for it. All he cares about is you're bringing it to me ready to go, and I don't have to touch it because that number is the number that works for me and my buy here, pay here business model. And on top of that, when you hook up with the right dealer too, they're like, I want you to make money. He wants me to make money because if I make money, I'm happy. If I make money, I'm going to take care of him. It's a two-way street, right? But when we're talking about reconditioning, spending the money to make money, that's exactly it. Okay. These guys pay me a premium because if you're coming to the seminar, you're going to see in depth exactly how we're doing everything. There's so many moving pieces of this. My wholesale and reconditioning, it's a business. I can't do both. He knows that he can't do both. To sell 100 cars a month, they got to buy 80 cars a month because now the repos they get, they're not cycling through as many as they used to because they're just getting worse and worse and worse.
You know what's killing the repos for buyer payers is the gig works, the Ubers, the Lyfts.
Yes, they got million miles
They're
on
putting
them.
too many
They're-
miles.
they're
Repos have no
trashed out.
value anymore
Yeah.
for buyer payers.
So you got to think about this. So now he's got to go try to buy, and you know, remember 25 years ago, you could buy nice cars at the auction.
Yeah.
And now even the cheaper cars, good luck.
There's no more cheaper cars.
1 out of 10 is in decent shape. And then you got 5 buy here, pay here guys, all bidding on the same car, running the price up. So here's the thing. I'm the one that buys the cars. I'm the one that deals with the title problems. I'm the one that deals with the bad motor when I get it or the bad transmission. I'm the one that deals with guys delivering me the wrong parts. I'm the one with the paint guy messing up and I got to paint it twice. I'm the one that has to have things redone over and over and over and over to make them right. They don't have the time, energy, or resources for this. Just like Rob, I need cars to sell, not to recon.
Right now, I got no recon time. None.
Because all his, and here's the problem too. When recon isn't your specialty, when you subcontract stuff out, it's way different than when I send it out. Like here's what I always say, guys. When you do things right once again and you build relationships, I pay my detailers retail. I got 2 of the best detailers that I've ever seen in my life. One of them is the best that I've had in 34 years. The other one, he's high level. And when both these guys started detailing for me, as soon as I seen what they did, I immediately raised the price on myself. And they were like, what? And I was like, I need you to do my cars and I want to pay you and I want you to do my cars and I want you to want to do my cars. Vendors are no different, right? If you do it right, you take care of the vendors and you pay them. Guess what? Guess what never happens to me?
You're never last. You're always first.
Exactly. I don't have cars sitting someplace for 2 months or
3 months.
3 months.
Waiting for a rear end.
Yeah. Doesn't happen.
Oh my God, it drives me nuts.
And then on top of that, if I ever get in a pinch and I need a favor, guess who gets the favor? Everybody gets shoved to the side. Greg gets shoved to the front.
And you know what people don't know? When I bought the car, I bought it for $2,000. MMR was $6,500. MMR is $4,500 3 months later. It's like, I should have just paid more to get it done faster. You know, I don't agree with you on the detail thing. Your guys do an amazing job. What you pay, oh my God. But what I hear a lot of people talk about is tires. I'm a big tire guy. And because I'm retail, let me tell you something about tires, right? You know how many people come to my lot? And it doesn't happen often because I care about the tires. They'll touch the tire. Oh, it needs new tires. Can you knock off $1,000? Yo, the tires are going to cost me $250 for a whole set of 4 installed. And you want me to knock off $1,000? I should have just put tires on it to begin with. But you'll have guys giving you advice. Look at the tires. The customer rather do it themselves. It's very rare you get a customer who knows how to do anything to their car. They have no idea. Most customers go to the dealer first. So if I'm selling them a Toyota Corolla, they're going to go to Toyota and they're going to call me. Yo, they want $1,500 for tires. Oh, for real?
Then on top of that, they're going to do a courtesy inspection for you, Mr. Customer, at no charge. And then they're going to tell you it needs $4,000 in maintenance.
Your air filter's bad. That was $375. You need an oil change right away. You can't take this car like this.
These are flush your washer fluid. That's $500.
Look at this battery. Oh my God. Yo, and
My wife, she bought a brand new Jeep. Takes in a Jeep, services it, right? Every single time. they're trying to say, hey, they suggest this or this. She asked me, she goes, do I need my brake fluid flushed? And I'm like, brake fluid flushed? What are you talking about? Yeah, they're recommending that. I'm like, how many miles your Jeep got on it? It's like, 40,000 or something, like a low number. I'm like, I've never flushed or heard of anybody flushing brake fluid in my life. And they want to charge you like 300, 400, 500 to do this. Like, here's the thing, guys. You think what I teach and what I'm showing Rob is in this side of it, like the retail side of it, he's the master. Financing, master. He, I can't even touch that stuff. I know reconditioning. I know buying. I know inspecting. Retail guys don't know this. Okay. They don't know it to the extent that can really profit them. And this is where we're taking Rob. Like, hey, there's so much there that the opportunity, number one, for profit, and number two, for value to the customer. And the thing about that is if I put brand new tires on the car, because this has happened, everything I'm telling you is from experience. It's not something I pulled out of my ass. Okay. Literally had a customer take a car to a national tire chain brand. I'm not going to say who it was, but it's happened to all of them. So it doesn't matter. They went in there to get a tire, get some tires put on it. They call me up and they're like, you sold me a lemon. Ah! The courtesy check was like $3,000. And I said, what did they say was wrong with it? Brakes, 800, this 700, this 600. And here's the thing. Guess what? Because I've had this happen before. One of my good friends took his Rover to Land Rover to get the oil change, and they gave him a courtesy check for $9,000. He brought it. He's like, hey, can you take a look at it? Brought it to me. We fixed everything for $600. So why would you not spend the money on reconditioning? If I can get it done for $600 and they want to charge the customer $9,000, don't you think that adds value to the customer? You do not want your customers going anywhere for anything.
Not at all. I bought my mom a brand new Toyota Corolla in 2016. Brand new. Today, it has 40,000 miles on it. My mom doesn't go anywhere. She's an old lady. She's bored, right? She goes to Toyota every 2.5 months for them. She calls me a week ago. Hey, they said I got a bad motor. I need to either trade it in or it's $4,500 to fix. I say, no, wait, what's wrong with the car? Let me speak to the advisor. So I get on the phone with the advisor. Hey, how you doing, man? I want a dealership over here. He's like, well, we recommended she changed either the timing belt or the timing chain. I said, why? Well, it's due. Says who? Is the car making any noise? She's got 40,000 miles. She don't go nowhere. Yo, you're crazy, Mom. Bring me the car. Hey, listen, don't do this to my motherfucking mother. What's wrong with you guys? But you gotta prevent your customers from going there. Because I had an Acura deal fall apart. She took it to Acura. I had to pull up to Acura. Hey, let me see the car. You told her it needs a timing belt or chain or whatever. Right? Then I got the GM. Hey, I need to speak to the GM. I'm not leaving here. I'm going to make a scene. GM comes out. He goes, let's go talk to the service tech. We get to the service tech. He's like, bro, I don't want no problems. Here goes my report. Suggested based on miles. But that's not what they tell your customer. Hey, this motor's bad. The lady called me. I got it all. She goes, I'm so sorry. I'll never go there again. She took it to another Acura dealership. They're like, this car's great.
Yeah.
I got a deal. Changed the oil and went on with her day.
That's so rare that happens. But here's the thing. You see, when I ship the cars, service records on the dash, inspection on the dash. Okay. This is what we're starting. Bicon certified pre-owned. Okay. So if you're in the retail business, right? If you're coming to the seminar, we're going to show you this. If you want to get into the community, the training courses, you want to get Bicon certified, this is what we're doing. Wholesale. We're also getting ready to launch a Bicon certified at the auction, just like what Rob was talking about. We're going to put the trust and the reputation back in the cars. Because here's the thing. Think about this. If you got a retail customer that comes in, I got 115 point inspections sitting on the dash, okay, with repair tickets of what we did to the car. Where do you think their mind's going to go? Do you think the first thing they're going to think of is, I need to rush this car to a mechanic to have it checked out? No. But if they pull up and the car's a little dirty, And let's
Smells like shit.
and let's say a check engine light came on, which could have been a gas cap. The customer sees check engine light, they think it's a bad engine. You see check engine light and you scan it and it was a gas cap or something. Good luck with that one. Customer shows up and the battery's dead and you got to go jump start the car. You're done.
Yeah, no sale.
I have a rule. You guys think I'm tripping about tires. I have a rule. And if I said it once, I've said it 1,000 times. If you jump start one of my cars, you put a brand new battery in it. No questions asked. I don't care if the dome light was left on. Oh, we just got to charge it. No. Brand new battery in every single car if you have to jump start it.
I like that. That's a good one. You know, there's 5 things. I'm a retail guy. There's 5 things customers look at a car. Most customers don't know shit about the car. What it sounds like when it turns on. Does the AC work? What color's the oil? And does it leak oil? Now, that one's a little nuancy because a lot of people won't lay on the floor. And then the last one, everybody checks tires. Everybody. It's a given. You can't help.
There was a big dealer here in Florida. Guy owned several new car dealerships. Okay. He would run a lane at Manheim and every one of his cars. So this will show you right here. This guy's got, at the time, had 2 private jets. He had one and then he bought a bigger one. And this is how much money this dude had from the car business. Started with nothing, right? 2 jets, big yachts, all this. Every single car that they ran at the auction, brand new tires. And he had them detailed to the max. What do I say? Sells cars. The best 2 things you can do to a car. Detail, tires. He would literally sit on the block. He had his guy with him at the auction, and every car that pulled up, he'd have him go around, and the guy would be on the tires, and he would point to him, and he'd be on the block, and the only thing he would say is, brand new tires, brand new tires. And these cars brought rain.
Wheels and tires always bring money. You know, I want to talk about doing the right thing. So recently, have you seen Benji Auto Sales? They went out of business.
No.
200 cars a month. How would your life be if you sold 200 cars a month? Multi-millionaire, the guy, they fell into that scumbag lane. They were on top of the world. Then they fell into the scumbag lane. I was at the auction yesterday. All their cars were there. Everything. They had to shut down their dealership because I tell you guys, listen, you're 2 DMV complaints away from an audit. And an audit will destroy your business. I've never done the battery thing like Greg says, but a customer, if they wake up, they buy the car today and wake up tomorrow and the battery's dead, they'll go to the DMV and complain that you sold them a lemon. Now, I know there's no limit on used cars, but the DMV writes it down. They might not do it on the first time. Then another customer catches a flat tire. They're going to go to the DMV complain. Oh, then you got the DMV at traffic. Hey, I want to check your books. Now, they're not looking at your car. They don't care about your cars. They want to look at your books. Hey, you charged this customer $400 for a tag. It was $397. Show me the refund. I didn't know. 1. Hey, let me see the purchase sales. Hey, look, you said the sales tax was $900. It was $937. I mean, $900.37. Show me the receipt for the 37 cents of tax that you paid. Your dealership shut down. Now we're going to fine you $500,000. You have 30 days to clear out your inventory or we're going to send the police. That's how serious this is. You keep listening to guys that are telling you, hey, fuck that, fuck all that. Yeah, change your name every year. Change the ownership every year. Because the fucking police are coming, the feds are coming. You'll see it all the time on the news. You think rolling back the odometer? Yo, this guy's selling 200 cars a month. Out of business. Wasn't paying off trades. Selling bad cars, right? And it's not hard to get the cars fixed when you're a dealer. We have resources. Our parts are cheaper. Our labor costs are cheaper. I put tires on a Corolla for $240 installed. Brand new. That doesn't hurt the sale at all. You know, we really got to get people to do the right thing. You guys got to come to the seminar. We got to walk you through the process because it sounds like money being spent, but it's really money being made. How many videos of mine do you see? Tires less than 100 miles. That shit go a long way. When I got a nice truck with Michelin tires, yo, that shows the owner took care of the car. Even if I didn't buy it with Michelin's and I put Michelin's on a $50,000 truck, sold. It goes a long fucking way, dude.
Dude, that's crazy because I got a guy in New York and a student, and literally he had that scenario happen where he sold a lady a car. and the battery went dead, and she filed a complaint, and he had to end up paying like $400 or $600. Now, this is like New York. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Imagine that, like if you're doing shady stuff, okay? It's compounding. There's a saying that I live by. You'll never go wrong doing the right thing. I live that way in my life. I live that way in my business. All the guys that I got started in the business with are either dead, in jail, or broke, or they're definitely not in business anymore. Okay. Nobody lasted. It is very, very tempting in the beginning because all you see, like fake social media people, fake influencers, fake gurus, they're just going to show you all the shiny stuff, right? And that's the lure. That's the attraction. Why do so many people want to get in the car business? Because they see like these assholes. They're probably rolling Rolexes and driving fancy cars and throwing around money and doing all this shit. And you're like, oh my God, I want to be in the car business.
Yeah.
Well, where's that guy now?
Let me tell you, this is a good friend of mine. This is a true story. He owned 8 dealerships, all right? Pre-COVID, making $100 million a year for him to take home. During COVID, $5 million, $500 million, clearing the bank. I visited his lot yesterday. He's negative $2 million. This guy had yachts. He had property all across the United States, killing it. He's down to 3 dealerships. He was selling between those 3 dealerships during COVID, 500 cars a month. He had more customers than cars, right? So what happens? He goes into that just buy and sell.
Yeah.
Fuck inspection. Tell the customer will fix it.
Yeah.
I went and looked at his reviews yesterday. He sold me a car that broke down, then gave me a loaner, and then that broke down. Now he owes $2 million. He's lucky to sell 25 cars a month because he got too big for his britches. He used to always do the right thing. Every car has to go through service first. Then it became skip the service. If it's green light, just park it, right? Then it became even park the red lights. So we'll fix it later. Fixing it later is the worst thing you can do because you've already made your money. Now you're fixing problem after problem after problem. And once there's one problem on the car, you know, it's a ripple effect.
Oh, yeah.
Everything they hear, oh my God, did you hear that? Yo, man, you hit a bump. No, the suspension is bad.
It's that mentality.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing. Think about that. If there's brand new tires on the car, if there's a 115-point inspection on the dash, if there's receipts for the oil change and the brakes and the tires and everything there, they're driving that car. And let's say something does happen. The reaction then versus the reaction there is completely different. That phone call instead of like, Rob, you're a piece of shit, man. I'm going to sue you. You sold me a lemon. Ah! The conversation is going to be like, Rob, I feel so bad for calling you, but because, you know, you took care of me. I love the car so much. I still can't believe it. Like you know, I just can't believe all the work you did on it and just gave me such a great car. And I know things have happened, but you know, this happened. And is there any way you can help me out? I appreciate it. You know what I mean? And then guess what? You did things right. You made enough money on the car that you're going to be like, hey, you know what? It's a used car and you know, it's not your fault. It's not my fault. That's the way things happen. But you know, you're an awesome customer and here's what I'm going to do. Absolutely, I can help you with that, and I'm going to take care of that. No problems. And they're going to be like, oh, my God, Rob, thank you so much. You're the best. You're the best. You're the best. Now, guess what? 2 things that I heard, because I heard this morning, 2 things that everybody hates. Hates going to the dentist. Hates buying a car. Like the most excruciating, painful things that people hate doing in their life, right? Once again, we're back to opportunity because, dude, I hate the dentist. When I was living in Fort Lauderdale, I went to the dentist. Dude, he jacked my shit up like 2 or 3 times, and I wanted to kill him. And dude, I didn't go to the dentist for like 2 years.
Shit.
And then my wife's like, hey, you need to go to our dentist. It was the greatest experience I've ever had in my life with a dentist. Like it was, if I moved out of the country, I will fly back in the country to go to that dentist because I used to fly home back to Kansas to go to the dentist. And my dentist retired. And I was like, it's no different than the scenario we're talking about right now. If you take care of somebody on a car, if you do it right, if you take care of them after the sale, guess what? Whenever anybody they know is going to be like, oh, I'm thinking about buying a car and I'm just dreading it. They're going to be like, oh my God, you got to go see Rob. It was the best experience I had. He sold me the best car. And then I had a problem with it. And then he fixed it. And it's just like, oh my God, I just can't even believe it's true.
You know, I do a lot of finance, right? And what you guys don't know as a customer is I see your bank statements. I see everything. I see where you spend your money. I see what you got. 95% of people, when they go to buy a car, they have no money. They have nothing. I was in Walmart and I saw somebody financing groceries. We live in hard economic times. So I've had people literally give me their last when they have like 2 cents left in their account. So I make sure they got a full tank of gas. This will get you till Friday, right? Then I give them the best price. I pride myself on being the cheapest. So when they go to work and their friends say, oh my God, you got a new car. Where'd you get this from? If it's got bad tires and you tell them, oh, I paid $7,000 like this, who'd you buy this from? And then now they're like, did I buy a bad car? Did I buy a bad car? Oh my God, it's so dirty. It smells. Is that a check engine light? Remember, everybody's some kind of hater. If I can eliminate all the hate, girl, this is a good car, dude. This is damn. I literally, last week had a guy, I sold a Lexus, called me, bro, my friend's on the car. Don't you got any Lexuses on your lot? I got the Batmobile. It's in recall, Papa, but it'll be ready soon. I got 7 people on the waiting list for that car right now. But it's because you got to always do the right thing. And I know people show you, hey, I'm making money doing the wrong thing, pucka. But is it real?
How much money were you making doing the wrong thing, selling drugs?
Oh, I was making a ton of money.
Yeah. And guess what? It all comes to an end.
You lose everything. Your friends, your family.
Rob was talking about the stats the other day. Eric with All American Bonds and Insurance. If you need insurance, shout out to my man Eric. He's the man. He'll get you hooked up. He's licensed in all 50 states. He's going to be at our seminar. He's going to be teaching you licensed bond insurance. Here's the thing. Eric also does dealer schools. A lot of the states now are requiring dealer schools that you have to go through to get your certification before you can get your license. He has multiple states now that he's run those schools, and I partnered up with him for Missouri for the school there. The reason I'm telling you this is we have the data. We have the data of how many new dealers are coming in the business, how many new applications are coming in, how many new licenses are issued. And we also have the data of how many are going out of business. And the numbers are staggering. Just like Rob was talking about the other day, what was the numbers you were talking about with the DMV or something that's going out of business?
Don't quote me. I got my GED, so numbers get mixed up in my head.
Yeah.
But I think it's 2,700 dealers are in Central Florida. 700 to 1,000 go out every year.
Yeah.
And then that doesn't include game changes, right? People max out their credit. They go broke. They file bankruptcy. Then they put the dealership with somebody else's name. A lot of guys are going to jail now.
So you're talking like 1 in 3, 1 in 4. I mean, you guys have seen it. You drive down the road and you're like, oh, Joe's Auto Sales. 3 months later, Joe's Auto Sales is gone. Then it's Bob's Auto Sales. 6 months later, Bob's out of business. And you got to keep thinking, man, is there some like a voodoo curse on that location? No, it's the nonstop thing of people getting in the business. Number one, they don't know what they're doing. Or number two, they're not doing things right. This is what we're teaching. This is what we're showing. Come to the seminar. You're going to see this. We got a couple seats left. DM either one of us. We'll hook you up. And then also, if you need coaching or training, you can always DM me to get on the program. We're going to show you how to do it right. Like, I'll interview you to get in the inner circle. If you don't have the right attitude, you're not getting in. If you're doing shady shit, you're not getting in. We don't surround ourselves with those kind of people. We don't want them in our ecosystem because our reputation's everything. We're just like Rob's building a brand. I'm building a brand and we're building a brand together. And the number one thing is we're doing it right. We're standing behind our stuff. And we're back to the same thing that I've been preaching. Opportunity. You don't want to buy high. You want to buy low, right? Buy low, sell high. So when the market's down, you buy. When the market's high, you sell. And right now, the market's down. It's all the lagging effects from all the stimulus ballers and all the big timers that got caught up in COVID. Because everybody asked me, Greg, you didn't make a bunch of money during COVID? And I'm like, no, that's why I'm still here in business and all those guys are out of business. Because I knew exactly what was happening. I would not put my reputation on the line during COVID. I had my dealer going, why are you not selling me cars? I'm like, they're overpriced and the cars are shit. He's like, my guys are forcing me to buy cars. And I'm like, when the house of cards comes tumbling down, I do not want my name associated with any of that shit because I've been through it before. This is what a lot of you guys haven't been through. I've been through these cycles before.
And guys, look, let me chime in on that. When I was selling drugs, I was at the height of my life. I lived in a big house on the hills. Money was never an object, right? But there was no longevity there. When I started the dealership, I said, hey, nobody's ever going to take mine again, ever. So we started doing things the right way. And for 3 years, I didn't make no money. None. Because I had to build a pipeline. There was so many nuances. And there were so many things I didn't know, even though I've been in the game 14 years. And recently, I just bought a house. It'll be paid off in 5 years. All my kids, 4 of them, college funds, funded. Life has drastically changed because I found a niche in the game. And I sell 20 cars a month. I wholesale a few, but I sell 20 retail cars a month. But I'm doing everything the right way. Nothing comes back to me. Nothing's going to be taken away from me. If the DMV walked into my office today and did an audit, I wouldn't fail. But it comes down to, you got to be willing to work. This is not a get rich quick scheme, right? You want to be the guy, oh, I've been here for 45 years. Then I'm going to give it to my kids and I'm going to go retire with my wife on a yacht guy. You don't want to be the guy that, hey, I changed my name. I got another dealership. You don't want to be that guy because you want the customers to come back. I sell more cars on referrals than I do advertising, and advertising is expensive. I'm $5,000 to $10,000 a month in advertising budget.
Your best advertising is a happy customer.
Always. But guys, this was the Cowboy and Project Baby podcast. Like, share, subscribe, show us some love. If you're not at the seminar, you're missing out. It's going to be a fucking movie. Any final notes?
You never go wrong doing the right thing. Reputation is everything in this game. If you want to see and learn how to do it right, hit us up, shoot us a DM, keep watching, subscribe, like, follow us, because we're just getting warmed up, baby.
Oh, gas, no brakes. Till the next one.